Over time, there's been a lot of YouTubers and influencers from other sites that have had to come out and make apologies. And yet somehow, they all tend to be very consistently bad at making apologies. So why? Why is something as basic as making an apology so difficult for some people? I mean, how can an apology be so bad it actively hurts your image? Like, it's not that easy to screw up, really. Hello people, welcome to a new type of content. I don't have a webcam for this video because I don't have a webcam. I've provided some gameplay in the background to satisfy your ADHD. Just focus your attention span on that. Even if you don't listen to a word I say, just, I don't know, maybe you'll be too busy drooling in your lap while you're watching me play games. Either way, whatever gives me their attention. So anyway, why are YouTubers so bad at making apologies? Well, the biggest reason I'm gonna say right off the bat is that they're not actually sorry, which a lot of them are not. And it's kind of hard to make an apology whenever you're not actually sorry. You know, being sorry makes it quite a bit easier. But most YouTuber apologies are really just a form of damage control, right? They're not apologizing because they feel bad, they're apologizing because if they don't, they're going to be affected negatively. Or their PR team tells them to apologize, or their PR team writes the apology. Because yes, YouTubers have PR teams these days. And of course the problem with that is, you know, human beings aren't too stupid. You know, most people, aside from the ones that maybe really like the influencer in question, most people can tell whenever somebody is not sorry. You know, people are pretty perceptive, insightful. You can tell when someone's not sorry. And so, you know, first step of making an apology is actually being sorry. And if you're not sorry, then don't make the apology, because people can tell. And of course, as far as the actual apology goes and the way it's structured, is usually a lot of people start off with sort of sympathy garnering to start off, you know, as an appetizer for the rest of the apology. You know, stuff like the sigh, that's a good one. We like sighing around here. Crying, probably eye drops. That's really accusatory. I apologize. I don't know, like playing with the dog for like 10 seconds and talking to your dog before you start the apology. I mean, really? That's a little bit in poor taste, if I may be so bold to say. You're making an apology. You shouldn't be trying to make people feel sorry for you or make people feel sympathetic towards you. You messed up. You're not in a position to, you know, look meek or, I don't know, vulnerable, I guess. It's just very distasteful, you know, trying to frame yourself better whenever you're apologizing for a mistake that you made. If you play with your dog before the recording, just cut it out. I mean, it's like 10 seconds of editing. It's kept in there on purpose, of course, I know that. So that's not a great start. And you know, just moving on to another key point, is that in a lot of these apologies, whether it's, you know, something on Twitter, you know, Google Doc on Twitter, that's become really popular. I don't know if you consider that better or worse than just sitting in front of a webcam. It's worse for me because I'm illiterate, but, you know, in many cases, and specifically in documents for some reason, the person making the apology has a really hard time not making the entire apology about themselves. You know, it's just I, me, me've, you know, I've been going through something, I'm gonna get help, I'm gonna work on myself, which, great. If that's true, that's good, right? I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't work on yourself, but the point of the apology is the person you're apologizing to. You know, if you do something to me, I hope you get better, genuinely, but I'm going to be better is not the same as I'm sorry for what I did. And generally, these people focus way too much on the, oh, don't worry, I won't do this again, you know, I'm gonna work on myself, rather than I'm sorry to the people that I affected, you know, truly. And that's really it, that's the point of the apology. It's not that hard. It's not hard if you're actually sorry towards the people you're apologizing to. If you're actually sorry towards the people that you're apologizing to, specifically, then you're probably going to make the apology more about them, because the apology is not about you. It is about the people you are apologizing to. I know that's a revelation, but a lot of people have a really hard time with that. And I understand. You kind of want to cover yourself, right? You shouldn't do that, but you kind of want to cover yourself. But what you should do is just say, I'm sorry to whoever, and if you're going to work on yourself, great, keep it to yourself. If you're going to therapy, you can mention that if you want, but preferably keep it to yourself. You know, you can say, I'm going to work on myself, and then anything past that is just word vomit. Quit it there. And you know, kind of in line with that, The next point is they make a lot of excuses. A lot of them. And hey, you know what? Being responsible for something you did, that sucks. No one wants to do that. You know, I had a headache and so I said something obscene or did something obscene. It happens. I'm sorry I doxed you. I'm really sorry I said something anti-Semitic on stream yesterday. I had a cold. But seriously, making excuses it's just in poor taste. Everybody who sees it's like, yeah, that's in poor taste. And I'm not going to say that you can't put excuses into an apology, as long as they're not there for the specific purpose of being an excuse. Because there's kind of a balance between what you're apologizing for and the justification for it. Not that you can justify something that you're apologizing for, but say, if you make an offhand remark and then you're like, I'm so sorry for that. My entire family died yesterday. Understandable. Like, yes, people can understand how you'd be a little out of whack from something that extreme happening. But if you threaten someone's family and say that you want them to die, and then later you're just like, I'm sorry, kind of had a migraine, you guys know how it goes, then it's like, no, that does not balance out what you did. And as I've said a few times since I've been here, the apology is about the people you're apologizing to. Just avoid excuses at all costs. Nobody cares why you did it. Even if you do have a good reason, I still say it's not a good enough reason to put into your apology. Because any excuse you give or any justification you give is just, at the very least, trying to absolve yourself of some responsibility of what you did, or justify just a little bit. It's like, okay, we understand that, but you still did something worth apologizing for. And of course, one of the worst things that they usually end the apology with is something along the lines of, I hope you can forgive me. I hope you can come to forgive me at some point. I hope I can earn your forgiveness. And in my opinion, this is probably one of the worst things you can do, aside from playing a ukulele or, I don't know, kissing your dog. In the same line with not making the apology about yourself, it's a little... No, sorry. Let me rephrase that. It's really distasteful for you to ask or hope for forgiveness in your apology, because once again, you are apologizing to the people that you affected. You should not be saying that you want forgiveness. Forgiveness, that's what you ask your boss for whenever you go off on an old lady because you work in retail. No, I will not help you carry your groceries out to your car. Maybe you should have thought how you were going to carry them yourself before you decided to live for so long. Listen, I thought me and old ladies were alright with each other. I thought we were kind of chill. But after working at a grocery store, no, I'm getting off track. Anyway, asking for forgiveness is another way to turn the apology around onto yourself. And if you really are sorry, you should not be concerned with being forgiven, I would say. That's my opinion. Of course, everybody wants to be forgiven, because feeling like there's people that you've basically left a permanent bad taste in their mouth, and with a bad opinion of you, that's not a good way to feel. I understand that. But depending on what you've done, they kind of have a right to withhold forgiveness. I'm not of the opinion that everything should be forgiven. I hope that's not too harsh to say. It's you kind of have to hold people accountable, and you can't forgive everything. It's like, yes, we can move on from something. You apologized. We are glad you apologized. Forgiveness ain't there. It's not really there. Don't do it again, though. I mean, we're cool, but no, not like forgiveness cool. But also, that might just be my excuse for being petty. I hope not. The gist of it is, if you're making an apology, don't ask for forgiveness, don't expect forgiveness. You should just be focused on apologizing. And really, in the context of online celebrities, I'm not even going to call them micro celebrities anymore. Influencers online and on YouTube they're just celebrities for our generation. They're basically of the same level. They are neither niche nor micro celebrities. They're internet celebrities. Whenever they say, I hope you can forgive me, they really just mean I hope you still watch my stuff. I hope you still provide me with income. And on to another really bad thing to say, which everybody says, but it's I'm taking a break to focus on my mental health and spend time with my family. Nobody cares. That's just a cop-out. You're just taking a break and letting the heat die down. That's it. And it's just another way that the apology is turned towards themselves. Just say I'm taking a break. Just say, well, maybe the situation I caused is stressing me out and I'm taking a break for a while. I don't know. If you want to be real honest about it, just say, I'm taking a break to let the drama die down, because it inevitably will in a week whenever people forget, because everyone on the internet has short-term memory loss, of course. But I mean, if you're actually going to spend time working on your mental health and, spend time with your family, just keep it to yourself. People don't need to know that. Just say, I'm taking a break. And the worst part is, it kind of victimizes the person making the apology, because it's like, oh man, this drama that I caused and I'm also apologizing for really affected my mental health. I gotta focus on myself, Gotta do some soul searching. Sorry guys, I actually did all this horrible stuff because I don't know, messed up my sleep schedule or didn't talk to my parents enough. That part's probably true, actually. That might be true. Parental issues. But once again, it's just another pointless thing to say that everybody says. You're gonna focus on your mental health? Great. Good. Go do that, I guess. As long as mental health means getting your stuff together, sure. And if you go spend time with your family, we don't care. Good for you. I'm sure that's, a big venture for you whenever you probably live in California because you moved across the country or to a different country from where you lived the first time you got a paycheck from YouTube. Of course, as we all do. I would rather live in a shack, like a hermit. That's not entirely true. I would rather live in a really cool futuristic shack. If it has a mini fridge, that'd be cool. And a router. Maybe a fireplace. I don't know, how big can you make a shack before it's considered not a shack? I'm getting a little bit off topic, but it all boils down to, if you've got excuses or you're gonna go do something, soul search, become a monk, shave your head, keep it to yourself. Apologize if you're gonna improve yourself. You can maybe slip something in about that, I guess, for, reassurance for everyone, or, to cover yourself. Not that anyone believes in this. They say they're gonna go focus on their mental health or work on themselves or go to therapy or spend time with their family. It's like, they're not gonna do that. They're gonna sit around for the next month and then come back and act like nothing ever happened. And then, I don't know, get a $20 million partnership with some streaming service. Anyway, the last issue I think I have with YouTuber apologies, and another reason I think they're very poor, as far as apologies go, is that, basically everything else in their lives, because they just live like this, I suppose, my only theory, they just treat it like it's the biggest spectacle. I know we've all seen, the 50-page YouTuber Google Doc apology. No one's reading that. I ain't reading all that. Too long didn't read. That's too much. No, I will not watch your hour-long apology video, where you talk like you're in a theater play. If you've got something to say, if you've got an apology to make, go onto your preferred source of media and type out, hey guys, sorry, screwed up real bad, won't let that happen again. Sorry, I sneezed that morning. Rough throat, so I don't know, killed a family in a drunk driving incident. It is what it is. You guys understand. Okay, sorry, let me start over. Pick your media, make your apology, say, hey, I'm sorry, and then that's it. Turn on your webcam, say, hey guys, sorry, I screwed up. Sorry for all the stuff I did. Okay, bye. That's it. No first 10 seconds of French kissing your dog or playing a guitar solo. Sick riff, okay. I might accept the apology if you do that. Start out your apology with a 2-minute drum solo. Sick. Awesome. Honestly, water under the bridge if you do that. But just keep it short, simple. That's how apologies are. Don't drag out an apology. The longer you make an apology, the less effective it is, really. Unless you're I don't know, hands and knees begging, crying. That's pretty good, actually. That's pretty sincere, I would say. But don't let it overstay its welcome. If your apology is just word vomit, now your apology's bad and boring. I'm not gonna wait for your apology highlight compilation, best apology moments of 2024. And I don't really want to watch some drama channel break down the actual important parts of the apology that aren't just rambling or self-pity. Although it's a great thing to put on in the background whenever I'm doing anything else, I guess. If you're gonna make an apology, just respect people's time. Don't make a spectacle about it. Just treat it like what it is. It's an apology. And if you avoid all the problems I've listed here and take some of the suggestions, I think you could make an apology that is not super terrible. Quick run down the checklist. Actually be sorry. Cool. Don't have an intimate relationship with an animal in the first 10 seconds for sympathy. Actually make the apology about who you're apologizing to. Cool. Don't make excuses. Sorry I committed a quad homicide. I was playing Rainbow. Actually, that's completely understandable. Bad example. You get my point. I've never seen someone play Rainbow and be happy. It doesn't matter whether you're good at that game or terrible. You hate yourself. Don't ask for forgiveness. Forgive Me is a good song by Infected Mushroom. It's kind of weird. It's a good song, though. Don't say you're taking a break to focus on your mental health, spend time with family. You're not going to do that. You're going to go party in your 500-story mansion in LA, you know, get blasted for like the next month, and then you're just going to come back and be like, all right, I'm back, everybody. And then it's like, yeah, okay. Everyone online's like, I don't remember this guy. Did he do something? Nah. And lastly, just keep it short and simple, short and sweet and simple. Your apology is not a performance, unless you're faking it, in which case, yeah, kind of. Just say your stuff, say your dues, and just leave. You know, turn on camera, say, I'm really sorry, and then turn off your camera, or go into a Google Doc and type, I am very sorry, and then screenshot it, upload it to Twitter. I'm not calling it X. That's a horrible exaggeration. If you just do that, like the I am sorry on a Google Doc, people are probably going to be pretty mad. You get my point. I'm not being literal. Anyway, that's all I had to say. Just some thoughts that I had and kind of wanted to get out there. I'm sure most normal people, aside from internet celebrities, probably have a pretty good grasp of this. A lot of this is not going to be very surprising. Most people, I hope, think this way. But I hope you enjoyed listening to this, and I do want to make more stuff like this in the future. You know, just kind of talking about things and getting my thoughts out here. And for some of you weirdos in my audience that just like listening to my voice, I guess here you go. Are you asleep yet? I would scream, but I've been kind of just a manly, husky, quieter voice because I do live in an apartment with thin walls, and it is 1 a.m. I'm not trying to sound sexy, I'm just saying I can't help it. Due to unfortunate circumstances, I have to sound this attractive. Send this to a YouTuber that's made your favorite terrible apology, or not YouTuber. You know, we're inclusive. Send it to your ex. That's incredibly petty, actually. But the idea is out there now. You can send it to anyone, really. Anyone who's made a very terrible apology. Hopefully this video will help. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will talk about something or other some other time. Bye.